published 11:50 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 13th of May 2018, updated 1900 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 13th of May 2018 for Wilfried Zaha. The question was obvious. Was this match-winning goal a final farewell or a taste of more to come? Once again for Roy Hodgson, Zaha was his side's biggest menace. The difference between the two sides. There may not be a single player more integral to his side's fortunes. When Zaha plays Palace Sparkle. On the 10 occasions Zaha has not started Premier League games, Palace have lost them all. Zaha's words in the immediate afterglow of this fine performances should provide comfort. I have no plans on leaving. You can see how much I'm enjoying it. This is my home and there's no reason for me to leave. Wilfried Zaha sparkled once more for Crystal Palace on Sunday as they beat already relegated West Brom at Selhurst Park. Ivory Coast international Zaha was left unmarked in the Baggies' penalty area as a low cross is delivered in his direction. Palace's starman Zaha jumps with joy as fans celebrate his 70th minute strike that put the home side into the lead. Palace's player of the season for a third year in a row sent the Selhurst Park crowd into a frenzy with his goal late on. Dutchman Patrick van Aanholt rounded stranded Baggies goalkeeper Ben Foster before sliding the ball into the open net. The Palace defender wheels away in celebration after doubling their advantage as Roy Hodgson's side won on the final day. Foster spits after the Baggies go 2 goals down and end the Premier League stay with a whimper at Selhurst Park. Hodgson added, "Wilf has a long-term contract, is one of our best paid players, and he knows full well the last thing on anyone's mind here is letting him go." For Palace, this day had the sense of celebration even before Zaha set the ball rolling on victory with his 70th minute goal. Hodgson strutted down the touchline pre-match, applauding his adoring support and seeing his grin reciprocated by thousands more. As the game played out, the love-in only intensified. Supporters sang that Hodgson is one of their own. Banners were unfurled, declaring Hodgson as Sir Roy of Croydon. What a job he has done here. Palace appeared to be accelerating down the treadmill to Premier League oblivion. On the second manager by the second week of September, with 7 defeats in 7 games, a -17 goal difference and not a goal to their own name, the situation appeared desperate. Instead, they end the season a hair's breadth from the top half of the table. As for West Brom, supporters continue to wonder whether a mighty feat of escapology may have been achieved if Darren Moore had been appointed earlier. His 6-match sequence as caretaker manager does not end unbeaten after this result, but pride, at least, has been restored to the football club. As the club prevaricate over the decision, Brentford's Dean Smith is under consideration. Moore does not know whether he will remain in place. Baggies caretaker manager Darren Moore looks on ahead of kick-off with his side's championship destiny already sealed. Roy Hodgson applauds the Palace supporters at Selhurst Park having successfully guided the Eagles to safety. The two opposition managers exchange words before the start of Sunday's final game of the Premier League season. The Eagles fans get behind the team ahead of kick-off, unveiling a huge banner behind the goal at Selhurst Park. Palace supporters showed their appreciation to Hodgson with banners, with one even hailing him Sir Roy of Croydon. BBC's John Mutson takes his place in the commentary box before covering the final Premier League match of his career. Palace youngster Aaron Wan-Bissaka dribbles with the ball and looks to take it round West Brom's James McLean. Right, Eagles skipper Luka Milivojevic is upended by a firm sliding tackle by Baggies defender Craig Dawson at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace provided John Motson with a perfect farewell as the curtain came down on his 50 years of service to the BBC as he commentated for the final time in the club's 2-0 victory over West Brom. Motson, commentating for Match of the Day's coverage of the final Premier League weekend of the season, joined Palace's players on the lap of honour after the final whistle. Manager Roy Hodgson presented Motson with framed memorabilia, including Palace's matchday programme from the commentator's first game behind the mic at Selhurst Park in 1975 against Sheffield Wednesday. Hodgson also gave Motson a crystal microphone as a gift from the club. Motson, 72, said, "I just put the mic down for the last time and Roy gave me a new one. It has been a fantastic day. I have always had a nice welcome. I have had people wishing me well, running up to me for photographs. I didn't expect all this. Everywhere I have been this season one have been well received, but never with the enthusiasm of today. To be presented with this by Roy after a great Palace win and a very good season, it feels very appropriate. Thank you to everybody." To Moore's credit, his players did go over to the club's support on the final whistle, handing them their shirts and taking time to applaud their loyalty. Moore would not be drawn on his future. "It would be wrong for me to speak about Darren Moore now. It's been an honour for me, and I'm pleased with the way we've responded. There's been a real togetherness about everyone. After drawing so much from his players until now, the limitations of this poor West Brom side were exposed on the final day. Palace were the superior team, passing the ball with a greater sharpness and creating the clearer opportunities. Palace started confidently. Luka Milivojevic weaved past the West Brom midfield and dispatched a searing strike that flew wide. In the second half, Palace stepped up the tempo. Ruben Loftus-Cheek should have scored but instead found the gloves of Ben Foster, and moments later, Patrick van Aanholt raided down the left and squared for Zaha. The forward struck first time with his instep but sent the ball wide. Zaha then sprinted clear on the counter-attack, picking a perfect pass for Andros Townsend, who slipped as he struck the ball and skewed wide with only Foster to beat. Zaha's moment finally came. It was a high-intensity move as Loftus-Cheek released Van Aanholt, who skipped his way to the byline before crossing for Zaha, who steered into the goal. The second soon followed and it summed up all that has been impressive about Hodgson's side. It was delightful one-touch, tippy-tappy football on the edge of the box between Johan Cabot, Loftus-Cheek and Townsend, feeding the ball through for Van Aanholt, who skipped around Foster to seal the win. James McArthur gets a toe-in to knock the ball away from Albion midfielder Grzegorz Krychowiak as Milivojevic looks on. Milivojevic is later left on the ground as he goes down with an injury early in the second half of the match on Sunday. Chris Brunt attempts to whip a free kick over the jumping Palace wall, but his effort is wild and flies high and wide. Zaha and Patrick van Aanholt show their bewilderment after the former misses a sitter late on. Hodgson's Eagles. Zaha continues to pile the pressure on the doomed Baggies as he challenges an aerial ball with goalkeeper Foster. The Crystal Palace winger leaps into the air to celebrate his opening goal in the 70th minute for the home side. The 25-year-old Zaha cannot contain his excitement as he bounds towards the corner flag in celebration after netting. Van Aanholt follows up Zaha's effort 8 minutes later, putting victory beyond all doubt for Hodgson's Eagles on Sunday.